Yo, what is going on everyone? Guiding Light here, and in this video, I want to talk to you guys about all of the different ways which you can actually increase your luck here in the first Descendant. Now, there's nothing worse than grinding the same mission again and again and doing the same boss over and over just to find out that you've been grinding for 10 or 12 hours, not even getting the drop that you're after. So in this video, I want to explain all of the different ways which you can increase your luck and get a better drop rate. Now, certain drops in the game are always going to be rare and hard to get, but by following the tips in this video, you will be able to save some of your time by increasing your drop rate and therefore getting the drop a bit faster. Now, this will actually work with every item in the game, whether you're just trying to go for amorphous materials or even if you're trying to go after any of the ultimate parts as well. This will actually help to increase drop rate on just about everything in the game. So there's a few different tips I want to give you and things I want to explain about the drop rates in this game. So when opening these amorphous materials, you may sometimes notice you have the option to go and put in a shape stabilizer, and this will increase the drop chances of certain drops. Now, if you have one of these ready, you may as well use it whenever the option is presented. However, trying to go out of your way to farm these is pretty much pointless as they have almost a 2% drop rate. However, if you have one and you notice that it does increase drop rate for something that you're after, you do want to go ahead and use it. As you can see though, it actually will decrease the drop rate of other items in the same pool. So depending on what you're going for, you may or may not want to ever use these. You may notice you get a few of them stacked up after running some of these missions, but as you can see, they have extremely low drop rates into the 2 and 3%, so it's very rare to ever get one of these, and you really won't see the effects of this taking place very often. Now for my next tip, I have something that will increase your drop chances on every single thing that you do, every single chest that you open, every single mission you complete. This will increase the drop chances of pretty much everything in the game. Most notably, I've seen it work the best when trying to go for these infiltrate operations missions. You notice sometimes you run these infiltration operations missions 5, 6, 7 times, trying to go after the proper amorphous material, but notice that it will almost never drop. Now, I've noticed that these tips that I'm going to give you help the most with these missions. However, they will help with every single thing in the game. Every time you use an amorphous material, every time you complete a mission, it will give you a boost to your drop rate. Now, what you want to do is actually go and create a specific build for when you're going out and farming. The tips I'm going to give you will help you guys to increase your gold rate, your XP gain, your gold and Kuiper gains, but it will also help you guys to get more of the amorphous material drops and will also give you guys a better chance at getting blueprints, parts, the stabilizers, the codes, any of the parts for building the descendants or ultimate weapons. It will actually help you with that as well. So the first thing you want to do is go into your build and start putting on the proper attachments. So when farming for gold, Kuiper, or weapon XP, you do want to go and look at the attachments you have on and make sure that they have boosts for gold, Kuiper, and weapon proficiency. But the most important part that a lot of people I think are missing out on are these perks which say consumable drop rate increase modifier. Now, also keep in mind the color in which these buffs appear also affect how good they are. So what you want to try and look for are actually the gold versions of these perks. And what this will do is give you the best effects. Now, what a lot of people I think are missing when it says consumable drop rate increase modifier is that it will actually increase the drops of any consumable. So if you haven't realized, you can pull up in your inventory, go into consumable items, and you'll see that any of the parts that you guys are going for are considered consumable items. So we're talking about amorphous materials, we're talking about the codes, the parts for all of your characters. Literally every item in the game essentially is considered a consumable item. So what a lot of people don't realize is that you can increase your luck and you can increase your drop chances by using these perks. So when completing missions, especially the ones which say you only have a small chance at receiving an item, or when farming out those amorphous materials like I was trying to tell you, having these perks on will actually increase the drop rate of everything that you're trying to get. So if you're really struggling to try to get something, or if you know when you get on that you're going to be grinding and farming for 4 or 5 hours for drops, items, XP, and things like that, instead of going after bosses, you do want to make an entire build around this. Now, it might not sound like it's going to make much of a difference. However, when you're spending 10, 20, 30 hours running things, and every single drop, every single time you slot in one of those amorphous, every time you pretty much do anything in the game, it's going to be saving you time. Now, this is going to compound and stack up to eventually save you an insane amount of time. Now, like I said, you don't have to do this all the time. There's definitely better roles, better stats out there that you can go after, but this is why you want to create a build specifically for when you're farming and going after drops. Now you can see here that I actually have a gold version of the consumable drop rate modifier, and this is what you would want to be on the lookout for. The gold one is going to work considerably better than a blue, but if blue's all you have, it's still better than nothing. So next time you go out farming, don't just go through all your items and delete them as fast as you can. What you're going to want to do is actually go in here and make sure it says increase consumable drop rate modifier. Also, make sure that you have another one that says increase module drop rates. What this is going to do is it's actually going to help you guys to get more Kuiper and more mods, especially when farming Transcendants as well. So if you're going up against a bunch of bosses, you really should have on increased module drop rates. That way, you have a better chance of getting Transcendants every time you finish up a boss. Now that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.